Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 868. Happy Friday. It's a free for all Friday. It is the eve of the Madison Card Show. We are in the midst of the NFL draft. What a great time to be alive. NFL draft first round last night. We're going to talk about it. We're going to play Name That Player, a nice surprise. If you're in the Hobby Evolution Facebook group, you'll see what you already know the surprise. If you're not in the Hobby Evolution Facebook group, what are you waiting for? In fact, I'll make it easy for you. You can join, click that link, join the Hobby Evolution Facebook group. So show off a nice little surprise. We're going to go baseball. We're going to throw it back. We've done some modern lately. We're going to throw it back to the 80s today. We're going to head back to the 80s for Name That Player. What else is going on? I think that's about it. I went through some of the Goodwill palette last night. And I found I brought in the last two like storage tubs, and there was some good stuff on top. Although one tub had some good stuff in the middle. I didn't bring the cards in here, but on the top there was a Kobe Bryant and Allen Iverson rookie Sports Illustrated for kids cards, and they're not in the best shape. What else was in there? There was a stack of 77 Topps baseball singles. Not a single Cub in that plastic case. What else was in there? As I started digging through one of the tubs, I found some hits. There were a few autographs, lesser names. Although there was, I believe, a Hall of Famer. Burt Blyleven. He's in the Hall of Fame, right? Burt Blyleven from Leather and Lumber. It's like I don't know if it's a bat or something, but it's signed jersey piece. There was some other stuff. There was some low number. The Leather and Lumber had some nice stuff. There was a Willie Mays numbered out of 50, and I think a Willie Mays out of 200 or something. So some decent stuff. Some early Tom Brady's, like 2003 Tom Brady's. Quite a few of those. So some nice stuff. I still think overall this is one of the worst pallets out of like 14 or 15 pallets that I've purchased. This is one of the worst, even though there was a Tom Brady rookie, and who knows, there might be more. I'm only about halfway through, but a lot of junk. I've thrown away a lot of cards. So I went through that. So we're going to talk draft today. We're going to play Name That Player. We've got a nice little surprise. Tomorrow's the Madison Card Show. I am oversold. I'm still having typically by Thursday night. That's when I start. I'm doing like I'm playing Tetris or whatever. Yeah, Tetris. I've got people. I can't make it Saturday, and I'm going down the waiting list. Hey, boom, boom, boom. Can you come? Can you come? I've got tables, and I'm doing the mix and match. Not so yesterday. I had several people reach out. Hey, do you have any tables? No, and I won't. I'm oversold by a lot. So it might be a little more packed than usual, and that's my fault. No, I'm not greedy and want to fit as many dealers as I can. I just was disorganized this month, and so we're just going to have to live with it. I'd rather squeeze a bunch and get those tables in as opposed to having to cancel, because I know what a pain in the ass it is for dealers to cancel on me, so I don't want to cancel on them. So we're going to pack those tables in tomorrow. But today's Friday. Who knows? Herman was here last. And this is actually, April seems to be the wild month where everybody's ready to set up. And Herman experienced it firsthand last year in April. I was on my phone half the time, taking cancellations and trying to go down the waiting list. I had a huge waiting list, but guess what? The day before the show, it's not a huge waiting list anymore. So that's why I know who's reached out, and I'll reach out back. But there will be no need, because we've got I kind of hoping on a couple cancellations. Like, okay, that'll help me out. That'll help me out. So I'd gone there. Contracts are signed for July, August, September. I think I mentioned that yesterday. So Madison Card Show is tomorrow. John Nolan Drive at the Sheraton Hotel, 9 to 3, free admission. Over 125 tables. What else is going on? Next month is, by the way, next month coincides with Bratfest. Yes, Saturday, May 27th. Madison Card Show, right across the street from our beloved Bratfest. Unfortunately, Queensryche won't be making the trip. 2/3 of Queensryche, or 2/5 or whatever. Queensryche will not be here, but I think we have Slaughter. We have Slaughter. And we have, who else do we? Oh, we have Steven Adler. My buddy wants to. He's like, dude, let's make it a weekend. Watch Steven Adler on Friday night, Madison Card Show on Saturday. Ah, yes, Tone Loc. Thank you, John. Tone Loc and Slaughter headlining Bratfest on May next month in May. Madison Card Show on May 27th. Dan has a great question I just see pop up. Yes, there will be a July 22nd Madison Card Show. So tomorrow, Madison Card Show, May 27th, Madison Card Show, June 17th, Madison Card Show, July 22nd, confirmed, contract is signed, Madison Card Show, the Saturday before the National. We had the last 2 years, I've run the Madison Card Show the Saturday before the National, and it is a great show. One of the best shows of the year, especially if you're a dealer, because there are a lot of buyers. I was shocked at how many buyers came in last July ahead of the National looking for inventory to take to the National. And that was when the National was in Atlantic City. This year, we're back in Chicago at Rosemont, Donald Stevens Convention Center. So I think it's going to be more of the same. Card shows have been crazy. I had a dealer who used to set up regularly like last year, and I think he stopped setting up like as card shows dwindled in the fall months. And so he reached out and he's like, yeah, everybody wants to sell. And I'm like, actually, that's not the case. It's been January and February were my most highly attended shows, including the pandemic months, the just out of the pandemic months. It's been pretty wild. So hopefully that trend continues. So yes, there is a July 22nd Madison Card Show. Very happy that we were able to get that date, and the contract is signed. I signed it yesterday. So July 22nd Madison Card Show right before the National, and then August. Damn it, what was August? The August Madison Card Show is August 26th and September 30th. So those are the Madison Card Show dates. April 29th, which is tomorrow, May 27th, which coincides with Bratfest, June 17th, July 22nd, right before the National, August 26th, and September 30th. Mark it down, the next Madison Card Shows. Good coffee this morning. Drinking Trader Joe's again. So I think that's what I had. Let's go to the chat. Terry, good morning. Happy Friday, Ed. What's up, Brian? Card Hobbyist is here. There's the link to the Facebook group. Join it. Have fun. We have great conversation. Sal Dougie's in the house. Happy Madison Card Show Eve. I believe Sal Dougie will be at the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive tomorrow. Donald Davis is here. Good morning. David, happy Friday. James says, are you setting up? No, I'm not. I don't have any room. So no, I will not be setting up. I will be building some boxes for the next show I do. So the next show I set up will be in what, 2 weeks? 3 weeks. May. Where's that calendar? I really need to utilize my calendar. My wife came down yesterday and she goes, when are you going to Dallas? I'm like, next weekend. She's like, okay, I don't have that in our joint calendar. And I'm like, oh, and the following weekend I'm doing a 2-day show in Rockford. So I'll be out of town Friday, Saturday. She's like, okay, well, I think the following weekend, my mom and I are going to Chicago to look at furniture and stuff. I'm like, okay. So I need to utilize my calendar. May 5th through the 7th, I'll be in Dallas at Collecticon. I don't think I'm getting in until I think I'm going to miss that tour of the auction. Which auction is it in Dallas? Prestige? I don't want to say the wrong one, but I'm going to miss that tour. I think my flight lands in the evening. I don't like evening, and I've talked about this. I don't like taking afternoon, evening flights. I like early morning when I'm just like, zombie. But the flight out of Madison is at like 5:30 a.m. That's too early. That's too early for a flight. So because I'd have to wake up at like 3. Nat Ganadet. So took a later flight, like an afternoon flight. And then our panel is Saturday night in Dallas. I think it's actually in Fort Worth, I believe. And then I fly out Sunday. And I think I fly out Sunday. I had 2 choices. I had like a 10 a.m. Sunday morning flight, and then I had a like 5 p.m. or no, maybe 2:30. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to write that down. So I'll be in Dallas Collecticon for the Collect Tech Summit. May 12th and 13th, I'll be in Loves Park. That'll be the next show I set up. May 12th is a Friday, by the way. I'm glad this is the Midwest premiere in Loves Park. 2-day show, Friday, Saturday, May 12th and 13th. Over 200 tables there. I'll be set up. I'll have my bargain boxes. Not sure what I'm going to do. It depends on how much new stuff I can find. If I just bring a lot of the same old crap, I'll do dime boxes. Otherwise, if I find enough new stuff, I'll be back to quarter. I'll probably do quarter boxes just because the tables are more. I'm staying in a hotel. So I'll probably pass. I'll pass that expense on to you, the consumer. So no savings. I'll pass the expense on. No dime boxes. I've only done dime boxes one time, so it's not like I'm bucking the trend and raising the prices. I did that for the first Green Bay card show because I stayed at a hotel, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do dollar boxes just to make it worth my while. And I basically broke even. So May 12th and 13th. Loves Park. And then the following weekend, I'm on Doggy Duty. And then Madison Card Show, May 27th. So a packed May. And probably throughout the month of May, moving some of my cards into the new house. Let's see. In June will probably be just as busy because that's moving month. First weekend at Anawan Fun Days. And then at some point in June, hopefully moving. All right. So Herman in the house. What's up, Herman? Scotty Dubs is here. Herman says Philly building a Georgia defense. Yeah. The Georgia, it's like the Georgia Bulldogs. They just the Georgia Bulldogs are the farm team of the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll take a look at the NFL draft last night. A lot of shocking surprises. And a lot of told you so. Not a lot. A couple told you so's, but a lot of twists and turns. Whoa, didn't expect that. Didn't see that one coming. Good morning, Mark Marinello in the house. We've got Jason Puck here. He says, fire marshal it. John says, I've registered with the local authorities. I'll see you in the morning. Dan, what's happening? Tony is here, the T206 kid. Jenny says, if eBay sales in April say anything about the hobby in April, shows being huge, it's wild busy. I actually wanted to touch on eBay because I was looking at some of my numbers this week. Now, remember, I opened 10 blasters of Bowman this week, or last Saturday. So a lot of my sales were from 2023 Bowman. However, I did gross about, I'm right around 1,500. I haven't run the latest search in over 24 hours, but I was at a couple dollars under 1,400, and that's on $300 spend, about $315, $16 spend on the blasters. My gross sales were about 1,400 a couple days ago. I know I sold a couple like $10, $15 cards in a whole bunch of $1.50 cards. So pretty close to $1,500, if not surpassing $1,500 on $300 spend. Which also brings up my other numbers. So my sales in the last 30 days compared to the previous period, up 42%. Now, we've got to asterisk that, because the previous 30-day period, there's about 2 weeks of that 30 days where my store was kind of suppressed because I was at spring training. So not really fair to compare. It's not apples to apples on that 30-day comparison. But my sales dollars are up 42%, little over 42%. So I just kind of ignore that because I know Bowman this week, and the spring training trip also is a huge factor in that big increase. Now, where I'm looking at is traffic. My listing impressions have skyrocketed up over 26 million in the last 30 days, where it was around 24 million for a 30-day period. So traffic is up, and I think also that's skyrocketed here in the last week because of Bowman. So listing impressions over 26 million, that's up 30% last 30 days. Again, when we're comparing traffic to the last 30 days, remember I was gone for a week. My page views up 23%. My sales conversion rate, this is kind of the number that I've been looking at because it's not like a false, it doesn't give you kind of a false lead because of that time I was away last month. My sales conversion rate, 9.5%, which is crazy good. 9.5% sales conversion rate. Now, just a reminder, the sales conversion rate is the number of sales transactions divided by the number of page views. So this has nothing to do with a sell-through rate. That has to be calculated on your own. eBay does not calculate sell-through rates, but a sales conversion rate gives you an idea of, basically, this is a good way to gauge if your listings are priced right. Because if people click on your item, that means they're interested. Because if it's just an impression, they see it, I don't want it. But if they see it and want it, they'll click on it. If they see it, they want it, they buy it. That's the end goal, right? We want to make sales. So sales conversion rate gives you an idea of if you have a low sales conversion rate, which is on your seller hub under traffic on eBay. If you have a low sales conversion rate, I'll say under 5%, I would recommend updating prices, lowering prices, all that, because you have people are looking at your listings, but they're not buying them. And why are they not buying them? Likely because of price. So those are some eBay numbers. I was very happy to see that. And I think all of these numbers, there's a correlation between 2023 Bowman listing this week. People are seeing them and they're buying them. Why are they buying my Bowman listings? Because I was under market price on a lot of stuff. I left a lot of money on the table, yet still 5x'd my money. Gross, probably 3.5 times, I would say, after fees and supplies. Still very good. Essentially, I bought a blaster case of Bowman, which I'll get because I've said it. I love Bowman, and I see the value there. Even 2 weeks after release, as long as you're retail, hobby, and that's just kind of hobby and jumbo, kind of a gamble. But blaster cases, I see a lot of value because what am I moving? I'm using, when I buy Bowman, I'm using it like our ancestors used the buffalo. Every piece of the buffalo was used. Is that a right analogy? They were using the antlers or whatever is for silverware. It's not silverware, but for forks, I guess, and spoons. They were using everything. That's what I do for Bowman. So I bought a case, and basically my profit from the 10 blaster cases was able to pay for my 40 blaster boxes that I bought in the case. And I got them at a little bit of a discount because of through DealerNet, but I still paid, I think I paid $27 a blaster box, which, 3 times 40 is $120, $120 savings. I'd buy them all day at 30. So in fact, I went to Walmart yesterday looking for them just to scratch that itch. I did buy 6 off Target website. I don't think they're going to be delivered until Monday, which is okay because I've got a busy weekend ahead. So that's a little inside peek at what's going on in my eBay store. Terry says, my garbage can this morning is about half full of empty binders from the last pallet. Terry and I have the same problem. Mine aren't empty binders. Mine are like full because they're the 1980s hard plastic. It was probably made with asbestos. There's probably asbestos in these baseball card binders. And it just crunch. You open it, just crunch. So if it's not baseball, and if it is baseball, I pull the Cubs or anything of value. But there's probably some decent stuff. It's like I'm not even going to bother. If they're like bent. Now, if they're in good condition, say it's 1990 tops and they're all in mint or near mint, I'll pull the Cubs and I'll put the binder. It'll be sold in a bulk lot. But if it's like a trapper keeper with like banged up, beat up cards, and I'll have to show, because I know when I say I throw cards away and when other people throw cards away, people are like up in arms. Don't throw cards away. But if you would see some of these, most of your significant others would not allow these binders into the house to begin with. Don't tell my wife. The storage tubs that I brought in, it's like, oh my God, these are nasty. So that's why stuff gets thrown away. So Terry, I feel for you. I'm in the same boat right now. He says, I take out the pages and stack them in a box until I can look at them. And that's kind of what I do. I've got, remember I took the picture and, oh man, I got a lot of replies to that one. The storage shelf in the bathroom. And it was just temporary. It was for like a month as I needed space. It's not like I'm taking a poop and looking at cards, okay? I'm not pooping and sorting. So I had to put the bathroom shelf back in because of this latest pallet. I don't have space for it. Pretty soon, I won't have that problem. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I can just, if I need space, I can just go over to the new house and start putting crap in there. Okay, George is in the house. What's up, George? Harlan is here. Alex, good morning. Slaughter. Let's see. Yeah, Slaughter and Tone Loc. They're going to be playing the Bratfest next month. Weekend of, let's see, it starts May 26th, which is a Friday. Saturday, May 27th, which is also the day of the Madison Card Show next month. And then Sunday, May 28th. The weekend with Steven Adler might lead to long-term ramifications. Zach says, I don't laugh at anyone who still likes LTD. Tending to artists of that era, I collect cards from that era. No difference. Do what makes you relive fun memories. Listening. I love hairbands. I freaking love hairbands. I don't like Slaughter. But I like a lot of the other 80s hairbands. Card Hobbyist, what's happening? We got a concert here tomorrow featuring Morris Day, Tony, Genuine, and Confunction. I've never heard of Confunction. Genuine's that Pony. They ride the Pony song. That takes me back. Bargain Boxer, Randy in the house. Did you see the picture I posted on the Facebook group? Was that from Wrigley? I think I did. If that was the Wrigley photo. If not, I don't think I saw it. Let me see. Let's go to the Facebook group. By the way, the Facebook group for Hobby Evolution is in the chat. I don't know if I posted it in the I don't think I posted it in the description. Newest activity. Kevin, congratulations. Kevin had a baby. Well, Kevin didn't have the baby, but he helped create the baby. Kevin's wife had a baby. Congratulations. Photos are in the Hobby Evolution Facebook group. Let's see. There's Matt, Ben. Ben had a great question about the 99-cent listings. Andy made an Apple Jacks box with Hobby Evolution. I'm still sick to my stomach when I think about Apple Jacks. I do not see that in there. Am I doing most recent? Mark gives some advice. This is interesting. We had some great cereal talk yesterday. We might just have to have a cereal day where we talk about cereals again. Mark says Fruity Pebbles with marshmallows and Fruit Loops with marshmallows. Sprinkle of almond milk just for moisture. No standing liquid in the bottom of the bowl. That's an interesting take. Fruity Pebbles and marshmallows with just a sprinkle of some almond milk. There's Low Roller Scratcher. Let's see. Zach says, may one still participate in this video content if not in the Facebook group? Absolutely. Low Roller says you should have listed more hockey, NASCAR, soccer since you found them in your latest Goodwill palette. James says show on Friday. Yes. Yes, and I love it. That's the Midwest premiere. Did you go to the Midwest premiere last year? It was in, when was it? September or October in Loves Park at the Indoor Sports Center. It's on an indoor soccer field, so it's nice and comfy on your feet. So I'll be set up there. I think it's similar to, the hours are going to be similar to like the Chicago Sports Spectacular when they go on Friday. So the show starts at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So it's not like you're missing out at 9 a.m. So I think it starts at 2 or 3 in the afternoon on Friday, goes until like 8 p.m. maybe, and then a full day Saturday. Sunday shows suck. I am not a Sunday showgoer. And especially at 2. I'm glad they changed the Midwest premiere from Saturday, Sunday to Friday, Saturday, because Sundays are just like, it's tough. It's tough. Because basically you have that excitement for a Saturday and then it's a full day. So there's no reason for like the casual customer to come back on Sunday unless they can't make it on Saturday. But if you run it like a half day Friday with a full day Saturday, you get that Friday excitement. And then it's almost like, you leave room for more excitement for Saturday. So you have that excitement, but oh my God, it's over. It just started, man. It just started a couple hours ago, like that first day at the National. They open the doors at 3 or 3:30, and you only have until 6 or maybe it's 8 that first day. And it's like, oh, I want some more. I need more bargain boxes to look through. And then Thursday, it's like, oh, it's on. So that's why I like the Friday, Saturday. Terry McDaniel, what's happening? Good morning. John says, good luck with the 87 Tops run, LRS. Jenny says, a question of, are you setting up tomorrow turns into a month of May plan. I didn't keep up with what you're doing, though. Yeah. So May shows, I will definitely be set up at the Midwest premiere, the 2-day show. And then that might be the only show I set up in May, because I don't think there's a Janesville show in May. There's not a small Rockford show in May because of the big one. And we'll see. I'm already booking tables for the May Madison show. And so we'll see how turnout is. It's Memorial Day weekend. It is Bratfest, which we had a pretty successful turnout last year at during Bratfest in the May Madison card show. So we'll see. Basically, I'll pencil myself in for May, but obviously I'm the first one out if there's like a huge demand and I end up overselling the show. Mark says, good thing the Jets can jump over a car. Reppin' Rajon Rondo in the house. I'm looking forward to watching Ken Golden's picture show that released today. Yes, Ken Golden's new show is on Netflix. I think there's 6 episodes. So that is on Netflix. I think it's available now. Speaking of shows, Chasing Cardboard, check that one out. Wow, that was a good one. The latest Chasing Cardboard was released yesterday, and it's a doozy. There's a big surprise. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it. And I'm not going to spoil the surprise. You've got to check it out. It's less about the cards and more about the experience in Chasing Cardboard. So check that out. Zach says, John, you nailed that one. George, it's not I told you so. It's I told so. If you live by the wisdom of Ricky on Trailer Park Boys. We're talking about traffic. I procured a Dave Stewart rookie from Bo's store. Zach passed on the Bowman. Bummer. Brian says, card moving tip, rent a small U-Haul instead of all the trips trying to pack your van. Thinking out loud. Here's what I'm going to do, Brian. I am not going to rent a U-Haul. I'm just going to fill my SUV and take a few trips at a time, because I'm not going to do it all in one day. I'm going to sprinkle it out, because what I'll do is I'll kind of like put it in its place. A bulk of this stuff, I'm not moving. That's what movers are for. So the movers will take most of it. My inventory, I will move. That'll be the last thing, because I'll be working from here until I get my office completely set up, just to limit time away. I don't think I'm going to take I don't think I'm going to put my store in any type of vacation mode during the move. I think as long as I keep everything in here, have the movers move the rest outside of what I don't move. Because I'll likely move Cubs first. So I have like the dedicated Cubs space. And then I'll move, whatever else I have time for. And then the last stuff that moves will be the inventory. And actually in my good Cub stuff, like I'm not going to take the valuable stuff to an unoccupied home. But I will take like the commons, and all the commons will be there. And then inventory will be last. So I won't put my store on vacation. Basically, there's going to be a day and a half, 2 days of where I likely won't be shipping, which that's another reason I like 3-day handling in my eBay store. It allows me to be flexible on things like this, on just quick trips, day trips, weekend trips, moving. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this is the last move. So that's the plan. That's the plan for the move. James says Target and Tops has them for $30. Go try and make that profit again. That profit's not coming. That profit's not coming, man. And people asked when I posted my results from a few days ago, it was like $1,400 gross sales on $300 in boxes. That was almost exclusively first on the market. You get those high prices. $15 for a Matt Mervis. Those James Outman rookies, I was selling mine for $5. Others were selling theirs for $20. I ended up selling one of mine for $15. You're not getting those prices anymore. I think I think the James Outman rookies have already dropped to like $3. Let's see. What's the latest James Outman? Bowman James Outman. Of course, I don't think he's hit many home runs lately. It just so happened he hit 2 home runs against the Cubs as I'm listing them, and they got gobbled up very fast. Let's see. James Outman. Oh, that one sold for $583, $399, $298. So yep, that one sold for $1.98. So yeah, they've dropped. That's actually faster than I expected, but that could also coincide with he may be in a slump right now. There hasn't been much chatter about him hitting bombs the last few days, but he loved Wrigley Field. Let's see. Good morning, Red Light 34. What's happening? By the way, Red Light 34 is contributed today's surprise once we get to name that player. Let's see. Hit that like button. Thank you very much. Oh, we're going to talk NFL draft. We haven't hit that yet either. And we're going to play Name That Player. Flawed Thinker says, got into a 2023 Bowman 10-case jumbo Pick your player break last night. First time being in a player break. I bought Termar and Riley Green. Did pretty good. Nice. Jenny to James. Unfortunately, that flip he did isn't possible anymore. It is possible, but it takes luck. So I could do that again, but I would have to hit like what I hit last year in Ellie De La Cruz. But I did mine exclusively on I did sell a $50 card. Everything else was, and there were a few 35, but it was a lot of $5 here, $10 there. A lot of that going on. It is possible, but it takes luck now. It takes luck to get that big hit. We'll see. I've got 46 blaster boxes coming. Am I ripping? Hell yeah. I want to save them, but I can't. It's Bowman. I have to rip. Let's see. Paige and Deanie Bean, good morning. John says, only thing Bo is physically moving to the new house is Biscuit. That's not true. I'm going to move some cards. File it like a newspaper clipping for future use. Let's see. Lee Volt, good morning. Utensils, thank you. That's the word I was looking for, Dan. Utensils. They didn't have no buffaloes running around in Ireland. Check yourself. Okay, not Jan's. Not John's ancestors, maybe my ancestors. I don't know. Where are we at? We're going to talk NFL draft. We're going to play Name That Player. Let's see. Don't throw the binder. I will buy them. I'm talking red light. I'm talking garbage binders, beat up. You don't want these binders. They're not good binders. Not good binders. They're beat up all to hell. Donald, and they're marked the paint pens, David's baseball cards. And then it's 30 years of wear and tear. You don't want these binders. Donald says, I've been buying boxes from Fanatics. Any option on this or a better choice? So I would recommend Fanatics is a good place. Tops.com. They've actually had some of the lower prices. And then once you get to the distributor level or the, high end, what is it? Third party. I don't even know. Blowout, Dave and Adams, Steel City. Those are your best bets. And of course, if you want retail, Target.com, I believe, still has blasters. They're $30 at Target. I think Walmart is $35, by the way, on Bowman. You can buy Target right now, if they're still in stock. I'm sure they are, $30 for blaster boxes. John says 80s 9 pockets made from the same thing as Captain Crunch. Yes. Let's see. John says, hopefully you're following my Fanatics advice. Cooter says, good morning. What's up, Cooter? Tuned in just in time to learn about buffaloes had antlers. They had horns, didn't they? Didn't Buffalo have something? LRS posts remind me of the difficulties I'm currently having in my Spanish class with past tense verbs. Space is like money. The more you have, the more you will need. I know. There is a lot of truth. There's so much truth in that. My card collection has grown with the available space I have. When I first moved to Madison, I lived in an apartment. My wife and I then rented a house. Then we built this house. And now we're renovating another house. And so my space has increased each time. And with that has come an increase in my volume of cards that are in my collection. John says, Cooter's here. Let's talk draft. Let's see. Pooping and sorting and pooping. Brian Baker, what's up? Going to a sale today at someone's house. Saw they had some boxes and binders. Hopefully they are priced fairly. Never been to an estate sale before for cards. I've never been to an estate sale for cards, and I've heard some awesome stories about them. I've heard, obviously, the overpriced junk binders, that as well. Uncle Rich is here. Big Harv says Morris Day in the MFing time. Hall of Fame card collector, what's up? He's got his honors thesis presentation. Good luck. High fives, Lee Volt. Let's see. Where are we at? Andy Mack. Hope you like that Apple Jacks box. I did love it. Cereal shouldn't be gentrified. Pour cereal, fill with milk. I'm against the Starbucksification of cereal. Find something else to ruin. Let's see. Jenny says, for this particular show, yes, not doing Sunday is perfect since it's Mother's Day. Oh, I didn't even think about that. So I may be gone all weekend. I'll go to my mom's. It would greatly change attendance for dealers and shoppers. Terry says, I have a lot of NASCAR scanned into Car Dealer Pro, but since it doesn't AI them, I'm slower at listing them. Yeah. And that's I still use Car Dealer Pro if like my Bowman, I still was able to list so much of the singles even without the AI. And you could say, yeah, you can use file exchange, but then there's an extra step in file exchange. Getting the pictures, it really slows you down using just using file exchange and having Image Shack hosting your photos. There's a lot of time where Car Dealer Pro, you scan them, you upload them. Car Dealer Pro hosts those images. You type in the title, name, player, and then basically Bowman 2023, your price, your description, all that can be copy and pasted. So it can be pretty fast. Hall of Fame card collector, were you in a frat in college? I was not. I went the unconventional route of college. I went to a junior college right out of high school, worked in radio, decided that's what I'm going to do. I don't need college. And then as I got a little older and a little wiser, I realized I do need college. So I went back at about the age of, 29? And I went back and I went to business school, and I don't regret any part of that path I took because, frankly, I was too immature at age 20, 19, 20. And I would have gone into broadcasting, which is kind of a degree that it kind of it would not have been useful in life. So what I recommend to any of my family and friends with kids is, if you're undecided, go to business school because you get a well-rounded education in business school. Yeah, I know the classes suck. But you get a well-rounded education in a little bit of everything that you can use no matter what. Broadcasting school, there's not much unless you take some the other classes. So that's what I would recommend if for those that are undecided, go to business school. I'm glad I did. Was not in a frat because then I was 29 and I had my frat was the athletics department. Working in the athletics department was my frat. Rich missed food talk. Rich, you missed a whole hour of cereal talk yesterday. Double A Cards, good morning. Bargain Boxer, and I think Double A, I'll see Double A at the Madison Card Show tomorrow. Randy says Ken Golden was on Sports Card Radio. What has the world come to? Are you serious? Oh, I've got to check that out. I think they had Candace Martino on the other night as well. If you don't know Candace Martino, she's I think she was in like local news. She was on like TV news. She is the woman who posed with all the Monopoly boxes that went viral. There were memes upon memes all over Twitter. That was Candace Martino, and I believe she was on Sports Card Radio this week as well. Paul Heath, good morning. Big Harv, need to start the Madison Card Show Road Show. 125 tables is a large show in Northern California. Asking for a friend, what would Bo pay for a 1986 Donruss hobby box? I have no idea. I would look on eBay and see what they're selling, because for me, it would be about resale. So I would look on eBay, see what they're selling for on eBay, and then want like half or less because I don't have a need for unopened wax. So my advice, probably not what you're looking for. Kyle, good morning. Hope Madison goes great tomorrow. Happy to see Ditka moving down, drafting well, and accumulating picks. List of items that Bo doesn't want advice on: LRS, eBay inventory, bulk shipping, storage of Goodwill items, and trash day compliance. All other topics welcome. Yes, you just about nailed it. Where we at? Let's see. Ryan, what's up, Ryan Bloom? Do you ever go to the monthly show in Oak Creek? It's been a while. It's been several months since I've been. Zach and Porter, they go about every month. Really enjoy that show, he says. Bink Scott, I sent one card at 60 cents ESE, and the buyer got a 45-cent postage due. Was just a 2021 87 Topps Bo Jackson. You have much of that happen. I've had it happen a couple times, like out of thousands and thousands. I think Zach, actually, it happened to Zach once. Although that wasn't even ESE. That was back when I was using stamps. So that was a couple years ago. Under ESE, gosh, that I know of, that like the buyer reached out, maybe a couple times out of like tens and tens of thousands. John says, just want to remind you how NFL Draft Talk affected yesterday's viewership. Did it go down? I don't even know. Did it go down? You know, Free for All Friday, name that player viewership also suffers. I think the last couple Fridays, the viewership is the weakest of any day, and weekends are usually pretty weak too. Terry says, all the binders I threw away weren't worth keeping. There were some good ones that I set aside to donate. Let's see. Angel Baby Cards, what's up, Central California? Ryan says, it's a great show. I enjoy it every month. Lots of tables and variety. Let's see. Where are we at? Angel Baby Cards, bought my Upper Deck baseball cap. Yes. Hall of Fame card collector. He's a business administration major. Awesome. Let's see. Double A says, look forward to seeing you. Awesome. Harlan says, Darnell Wright was born in West Virginia, so I will have to add him to our PC, and odds are that he'll be a bust. What? No, don't say that. Sorry, Bears fans, don't say that. So the NFL draft was last night. A lot of twists and turns. Bryce Young, number one. I think we all knew that was going to happen. But then the twists and turns happened. There was so much talk. The Houston Texans. There was a lot of smoke and mirrors, and I saw right through it. I knew they would take C.J. Stroud at the number 2 pick. But there was a lot of draft day. Oh, nope, they're going Will Anderson at number 2. Well, they took Will Anderson, but it was not at number 2. So for me, it was not much of a surprise. C.J. Stroud to the Texans at 2. Number 3, the Texans trade up to the Cardinals and take Will Anderson. Now, I did have Will Anderson going number 3. Had him going number 3 to the Cardinals, but I had 1, 2, 3, and I had number 4, Anthony Richardson, goes number 4 to the Colts. Then it's where things get turned upside down. Devin Witherspoon goes to the Seahawks. I thought if there was like a home run pick, that if I had like one of those like survivor leagues, like you put this is the one game and then you rank them in order of this is going to happen, I would have like, I think number 5 Seahawks, I would have put that as like my second strongest pick. I would have had Bryce Young going number 1, and then my second best, like this is going to happen, number 5, Seahawks take Jalen Carter. No, they took Devin Witherspoon out of Illinois, ILL. Paris Johnson then goes to the Cardinals at 6. I think, did I peg him at 9 to the Bears, I believe? Tyree Wilson to the Raiders at 7. I thought Will Levis was going to the Raiders, even though they signed, who'd they sign? Jimmy G. I can't remember who the Raiders signed. I think it was Jimmy G. The Falcons, that was the wild card. I didn't know. Who did I have them? I think I had Jackson Smith-Njigba to the Falcons at number 8. And they go Bijan Robinson. Now, Bijan he could have went like a number of different spots. Number 9, the Bears number 9, the Bears trade out. And it's like, whoa, the Bears are trading down 1 pick. Now, this is super smart of the Bears to trade out of the number 9 to go down 1 spot. They pick up an extra 4th round pick next year because they weren't going to take the guy at number 9, Jalen Carter, but the Eagles were. And the Eagles, and you're like, well, why would the Eagles trade up 1 if they knew the Bears weren't going to take him? Well, because the Bears probably knew other teams wanted Jalen Carter. So it's like, we're taking offers. And the Eagles are like, we have to trade up to get Jalen Carter to prevent another team from trading up and getting Jalen Carter. So Bears trade down 1 spot. Jalen Carter goes 9 to the Eagles. Number 10, as Harlan mentioned, Darnell Wright from Tennessee, the offensive tackle. Peter Skoronski, I think that's one pick I did nail. So I got the first 4, and then I got Skoronski at 11 to the Titans. Number 12, who saw Jahmyr Gibbs going in the first round, let alone in the first 12 picks? He went to the Detroit Lions. What are they doing? A running back at number 12. So 2 running backs in the top 12. Lucas Van Ness out of Iowa goes 13 to the Packers. Another offensive tackle goes 14 to the Steelers, Broderick Jones from Georgia. Will McDonald, I didn't even have him on my first round mock draft yesterday. He went 15 to the Jets. By the way, that was there was a Make-A-Wish kid who announced that pick. He was so cool, full of energy. Jets, Jets. Emmanuel Forbes went 16 to Washington. I didn't nail the team because the Patriots traded down, but I did get Christian Gonzalez going to number 17. Let's see. 18 was Jack Campbell, linebacker out of Iowa. I think he was like a second-round projection. Kalijah Cansey went 19 to Tampa. Jackson Smith-Njigba, he falls to 20 to Seattle. Quentin Johnston, 21 or 22 to the Chargers. Run-on receivers here, 4 in a row with Njigba, Johnston, Zay Flowers, 23 to the Ravens, and Jordan Addison, which I believe I nailed that pick at 24 to the Vikings. I had Jordan Addison going to the Vikings, yes. Deonte Banks went 25. Dalton Kincaid to the Bills. Mozzie Smith to the Cowboys. Anton Harrison, the tackle from Boomer Sooner, went 28 to the Jags. Miles Murphy, Brian Breesy, Nolan Smith, 31 to the Eagles. And Felix Anudike-Uzomah, who I was hoping would slip into the second round to the Bears. Defensive end out of Kansas State. I really liked him. He goes to KC at 32. Will Levis, not a first rounder. Can you believe that? Will Levis falls out of the first round? Whew. Okay, there's our NFL draft talk, and we'll probably revisit here as I hit the chat. Angel Baby Card says 86 Donruss baseball, about 100 to 150 estimate. That's a lot more than I thought it would be. Andy Mack wants to know if you were under 1 ounce. A lot of new sellers. Damn it. Weigh their envelopes. Don't weigh their envelopes. Let's see. Angel Baby says, though a nice set, the so overproduced that series and year, to be honest, they added a lot of variants for the players, so the boxes are very negotiable. Dan, what's happening? He's super pumped for the Packers first round pick. So cool getting to see these kids live their dream. Let's see. Paige and Deanie Bean also asking for a friend. What would Bo pay for 1987 Donruss hobby box unopened? Same as the 86. I'd look on eBay and then want to pay half or less. Rumor has it the Eagles won day 1. I don't like draft grades on the day of the draft or the day after. I read them. I love the content. But for me, it's like, you have no idea. Go back and look at some of the draft grades. Like on paper, yes, the Eagles, absolutely. Winners and losers of the first round. The Eagles, probably the number 1 winner on paper. The number 1 loser on paper, Will Levis. Weekends always get less because unlike the weekday shows, it's not consistent in terms of when you will be on. That's true. Angel Baby says getting cards in PWEs, but price is now up. Let's see. Building around a running back is plain silly. I agree. The shelf life of an NFL running back is so short. Quick question. Who is the most popular Cubs player? I have a load of them just laying around. Well, it depends. If you're talking current Cubs, Matt Mervis. Matt Mervis is the most popular Cub in Iowa. That's tough. Ian Happ is a very popular. Nico Horner and Ian Happ are very popular. Obviously, Bellinger and Dansby are popular. I think Nico and Ian, just because they're homegrown, they're big fan favorites. We're doing Dodgers since we're so close to LA. Alex, very happy with my Patriots. Top 10 talent and top cornerback, and picked up a free 4th. Johnny Boy Cards in the house. Good morning. Cooter was glad to see the Browns draft Vontae Mack and trade for Putney. Oh, wait, that was a movie. Heads up, as of next week, when I log in to watch the live chat, I'll be donning my Upper Deck cap. Awesome. Love it. John says because the Bears never get a good grade. I wonder what the grades are for there's gotta be a grade out for NFL draft grades. Somebody's NFL draft grades. There's got to be some website, Bar or CBS, to NFL draft tracker takeaways, round 1 picks by team, grades and analysis. First round instant grades. Let's go Yahoo. That's they've had time. It was probably written last night, but it's released this morning. So they give Carolina a B+ for Bryce Young. Who wrote this? Charles McDonald of Yahoo Sports. CJ Stroud to the Texans. That's a B+. The Texans then getting Will Anderson at 3. They give that an A-. They give the Colts Anthony Richardson pick an A. I'm surprised by that grade. Devin Witherspoon to the Seahawks is an A+. The Cardinals taking Paris Johnson is an A-. The Raiders and Tyree Wilson, A-. Bijan Robinson to the Falcons, C, which is about the lowest they'll grade. Sometimes you'll see a D, but a C is a really bad draft day grade. The Eagles taking Jalen Carter, that receives an A+ grade. The Bears taking Darnell Wright, that gets an A+. And the Titans with Skoronski gets an A+. Oh, I spoke too soon. The Detroit Lions taking Jahmyr Gibbs at number 12 receives a grade of F. Oof, tough. Lucas Van Ness to the Packers is a B+. Let's see. A lot of B's. Oh, we've got a C+ at 16. The Commanders and Emmanuel Forbes. The Patriots, somebody, I think Alex mentioned, grade of A+ for the Patriots taking Christian Gonzalez. The Lions taking Jack Campbell, who's the biggest loser of the draft, grading it out. The Lions, they get 2 Fs. They get an F for taking Jack Campbell. The write-up here is the Lions could have had Campbell potentially 2 rounds later than this. Pretty crazy. Campbell is a quality athlete, may turn out to be a solid starter, but this is a major reach. Jackson Smith-Njigba, 20 to the Seahawks. That's an A grade. A+ for Zay Flowers to the Ravens. A- for Deonte Banks to the Giants. Dalton Kincaid to the Bills gets a C grade. I'm shocked by that with Josh Allen at quarterback. I think that's a good matchup. Anton Harrison, the tackle out of Oklahoma, gets an A grade to Jacksonville. A C grade for Brian Breezy to the Saints. The Eagles get an A- for Nolan Smith. And a B grade for Felix Anadike Ozoma to the Chiefs. I'm probably butchering that name. Let's see. Jason, what's happening? Vikings had a great pick with Jordan Addison. John says grading the rounds is no different than mock drafts. Same information is being used. Absolutely. Angel Baby Cards, he's got to reheat that coffee. Let's just take a look real quick at the CBS Sports Draft grades. So let's see. I think this is going to be, these are just takeaways. Eagles walk away big winners on day 1. Will Levis, odd man out after 3 QBs taken in top 5. When does Will Levis go? Will Hendon Hooker get picked before Will Levis? Let's see. And it looks like he's not going to grade. So, he is. Or wait. Now we got ads popping up. Okay. No grades there. Okay, let's play some Name That Player. Good morning, Mark Hoyle in the house. John says picking their 3rd running back at number 12 when their defense needs everything. John says Will Levis may be this year's. He's worse than Aaron Rodgers because Will Levis slipped out of the 1st round, unless you're speaking of talent, like a quarterback slipping out of the top 10, top 15, top 20 and going. John says they say Levis is a bit of a douche and Kentucky quarterbacks do not have a good track. There was a lot of red flags with Will Levis. Being a douche, weird, I think weird, awkward, not awkward. It was weird, strange, I think was the word they used. Just a weird dude. And not only that, but he lost out at Penn. He was beat out by Sean Clifford at Penn State. Not that really translates anything. A lot of guys got beat. Tom Brady got beat out by Drew Henson at Michigan. So, take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, there was a lot of knocks. I guess he had a toe injury. at Kentucky. So a lot of knocks on Will Levis. Let's play Name That Player. We've got a surprise. So we've always played Name That Player with no prize until now. Thanks to Red Light 34, we have a prize. It is a Name That Player trophy. I wonder if you put toothpicks in there, and that'll hold that up. So put some toothpicks in there. My hands are not steady. So there you go. Name That Player. We've got some packs in here from Red Light 34. So today we're going to play with Levis also doesn't like cinnamon. They said Levis puts mayo in his coffee. So here's the thing with the mayo in the coffee. I don't think he actually does that. I think that was like to go viral, to get clicks. And if he does, like the video I saw, if he does drink mayo in his coffee, he doesn't put that much mayo in his coffee. It might just be a splash, which does sound gross, but hey, maybe it works. B, I don't think he actually took a drink in the video. It doesn't appear that he actually took a drink of that mayo infused coffee. Yes, it's a great prize. Let's see. Uncle Rich wants a trophy. Curious how long that cup to 3D print. That's a great question. Card Hobbyist says, does that trophy hold liquid? I believe so. You could eat some Apple Jacks. Yes. Yes, this will hold liquid. You can put beer in there. You could put Apple Jacks, put some milk in Apple Jacks or mayo in coffee. Yes, it'll hold liquid. Let's see. Zach says, Bo, don't treat LRS like an infected toenail. Take care of it so it doesn't get worse. Mayo in coffee sounds interesting. Sounds disgusting. Rich, you're a professional. You should be disqualified. Cinnamon makes everything taste better, just like the man said yesterday. I'm just a talented amateur, Uncle Rich says, just like I shouldn't be entering sarcasm best practices trivia contests. Probably not food safe plastic. That's a good point. I don't know if it's food safe or not. The trophy needs some super glue. I think if you put, there's where, like that. I think if you put toothpicks, because it's like a plug. So I think if you put like toothpicks, there's enough space. There's a space for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like 15. John says use a dowel. I don't know what that is. Mark, you should know I don't know what that is. Let's see. Rich playing Name That Player is like playing trivia versus Google. I would agree with that. John says use some Upper Deck cards from the 90s to hold the trophy together. Jenny says, so explain the rules. Are we starting fresh today? No, we're starting from the scoreboard from the last, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Harlan says dowel equals toothpick. Oh, okay. Interesting. I've never heard a toothpick called a dowel. Yes, we are going with past standings. Ooh. So here's the scoreboard. All right, we're going to have to move box 14. Oops. And let's get... So this is a pretty good prize. So I think what we'll do... I don't know if we'll go to... We might just play through... It's April. Maybe play through the... I don't know. We'll play... I don't know what we'll do. We'll just keep playing, and then we can decide at a later time when we want to... Because we don't want to do it... Because this is a really good prize, and I'm sure it takes a lot of time to print these. We don't want to make one like every month or two. So we'll probably do, and 50 might be fat because we've already got our leader has 5, 10, 15, 17. Scotty Dubs is in the lead with 17 points. I don't know. Play either to 100 or we'll set a date. I don't know. We'll figure it out though. But we will use the existing standings as they are. Scotty Dubs is in first place with 17 points. Card Hobbyist is in second place with 13. Nick is in third with 11. And then we've got Flipping Sports Guy and Uncle Rich with 6 points apiece. Mookie and Terry McDaniel have 3. So we are going with a set. This is probably going to be Uncle Rich's wheelhouse. So he might catch up pretty fast, I think, today. Let's go into the chat. A toothpick is just a skinny and pointy dowel. Not exactly just in this context. Must be a New England term to use, dowel. What's the over-under on how many times Bo's dad rolls over in his grave during each of Bo's shows? Every time I speak about tools, building things. Even my wife knows what a dowel is. I bet my wife knows what a dowel is. Box 13 may need a power washing. Oh yeah, box 13. That's an old one. Shout out to Uncle Rich. I really enjoy when you were on with Dr. Jim. Probably my favorite shows. Absolutely. I agree with that, Terry. John, the question is, does his dad take a smoke when he rolls over? Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. Angel Baby says, heads up, seems your advice about indexing and sending cards was heard by Card Dealer Pro. They just emailed me this morning. Nice. Cooter says, box 13 is decaying, but Bo is not superstitious. Should be passed around like the Stanley Cup. I think somebody had that idea in the Facebook group. I'm sure he still loves you. Doesn't mean he's not disappointed. I know, right? Terry, we had a rambling episode on Wednesday, which was truly just a stream of consciousness discussion. Date sounds best. Playing to 100 could end next week. We do have quite a few cards today. 30. We're playing with 31 cards today. Holy crap. I don't know if I want to play with 31 cards today. I don't know. Here we are. We'll take a poll. I'll let you decide because you guys are playing, not me. Let's see this. Oh, son of a biscuit. Okay. And where are we at? I think we played with that a few weeks ago. What else do I have down here? Well, this might be fun. Okay. I've got 5. So I was going to play with 1987 Topps, which is 31 cards, but I'll let you decide. We can play with these choices. 91 Leaf, 87 Topps, which is 31 cards. But there might be there's a team leader on top. There might be some checklists. Who knows? 88 Topps. 96 Collector's Choice, which is bricked. Ooh, I don't know. That might have been, I don't know. And 92 Topps. So John wants 87 Topps. So your choices again, 91 Leaf, 87 Topps, 88 Topps, 96 Collector's Choice, or 92 Topps. So vote now. And we've got to vote for, might need that later. So we've got to vote for 87. Got to vote for 92. Jenny says 87 or 88. I'll have you pick one or the other. Looks like 86 in a runaway. Let's see. Where are we at? Alex says 86. A 96. Rich says 96. Donald says 87. Cooter says 87. Mark says 87. Jeremy says 96. Okay. And Jenny said 87 or 88. So we'll give that a vote for 87. So we're going to do an Angel Baby 87 in a runaway. So we're going to do 87 tops. Get ready. Okay. Where's my envelope? Let's get it on the, let's get this show on the road. 87 tops. No gum. Oh, there is gum. There is gum. Nope, I'm not going to eat it. Let's see. We're going to throw out, there's going to be probably Angels leaders. I believe that's Mike Witt. So we will not give a point for the Angels leader card. That was on top. Okay. So we're going to start. Actually, I'm going to do this. Oh, we got a sweet bubble gum stain. Okay. This is a tough one, but I have a feeling it's 87 tops. So you guys will get it. Who's this guy? San Diego Padres pitcher. Brian M says Whitson. Jenny says McCullers. Kruko. None of those are correct. Not Whitson. Not Bennis. Not Davis. Not Shaw. Not Kruko. We're going to go in 1 or 3, 2, 1. Ed Wajna. Ed Wajna. But what I love about this card, look at that beautiful gum stain. I love gum stain, so I'm going to set that aside. All right, so no points awarded. Now we go north of the border. I think you'll get this one pretty quick. Scotty Dubs gets Ernie Witt. Scotty Dubs is on the board. Scotty Dubs takes a further lead with his 18th point. Dan wants to know where he was born. Ernie Witt. Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, Michigan. Okay, next up is a checklist. So we're down to 29 cards today. All right, next up. This guy, Texas Rangers. Is Uncle Rich going to be the fastest to get this Texas Ranger? Gary Ward is correct. Scotty Dubs was first. Again. Gary Ward. Scotty Dubs. 19. All right. Where was Wajna born? Bridgeport, Connecticut. All right. Who's this guy? Chicago White Sox. That's a tough one. Rich, I'm going to accept that answer. It is Schmidt. It's not Dan Schmidt. It's Dave Schmidt. Dave Schmidt. I will award credit to Schmidt. Uncle Rich with 7 points. That is a smug face. That's an 80s movie villain face if I've ever seen one. All right. Next up. Another Chicago White Sox. Rich Klein, yes. Jose De Leon. Jose De Leon, Uncle Rich. With the point. This is like the old days. Uncle Rich and Scotty Dubs playing it out for the fastest fingers. All right. I think you'll get this one. This one should be easy. Fairly easy. Uncle Rich, again. Uncle Rich with Brett Butler. To those that are slow on the video, might be your internet connection or refresh, maybe. I don't know. That's the tech knowledge that I can, tech troubleshooting I can offer. Refresh or restart your computer. Okay, you should get this one. Who's going to be the fastest fingers? Scotty Dubs, fastest fingers. Andres Galarraga. Scotty Dubs. Okay. Williams is correct. That is Toronto Blue Jays manager Jimmy Williams' uncle, Rich Klein, once again. Uncle Rich. Yes, 1M. 1M in Jimmy. Oh, so we're down to 28 in this pack because we're not going to give that one away. It's Andy Hawkins and probably Benny Santiago, the catcher. All right. Who's this guy? San Francisco Giants. Where's Cooter? Giants pitcher. Uncle Rich again. Greg Minton. Uncle Rich. And John, you were so close. Greg Minton does have that airbrushed 78. Greg Minton is epic. New York Yankees. I would not know this one. Wow. Scott and Rich know their 87 tops. It is Dennis Rasmussen, Scotty Dubs. 21 points. I don't think we're going to do 87 tops anymore because I think the last time we did it, it was either Rich or Scott each time. So we're not going to do 87 tops anymore. Oh, this one's an easy one. I know Mark Hoyle will get this one. Who's going to be fastest? Uncle Rich was the fastest. Mike Greenwell. That was a hot card back in the day. 87 tops, Mike Greenwell. We'll put him aside. All right, here's another easy one. Dave Parker is correct. Scotty Dubs. Everybody wants 87 tops until they lose to Scott and Rich. Scotty got that one. Everybody wants 87 tops until they can't beat out Scott and Rich. Okay. We got another manager. Hauser is correct. Scotty Dubs. It's basically just who's going to be faster between Scott and Rich. Okay, next up. Montreal Expos. Mitch Webster is correct. Scotty Dubs. Okay. Good guesses on Tim Wallach and Mike Fitzgerald. We've got a Philly. Gross is correct. Uncle Rich. Kevin Gross. Uncle Rich with the point. Okay. Seattle Mariners. Davis is correct. Scotty Dubs. What's crazy is Uncle Rich's comment. There is a Tim Wallach super collector. And then as I show the card, I'm like, oh, there's no way somebody's going to get in. And he still gets it in second. Scotty Dubs with the point. 5, 10, 15, 25 points for Scotty Dubs. Jenny mentioned somebody will get to 50 today. Well, we could. Scotty has a chance to get close to 50 today. Let's see. Brewers. Scott again. Yes. I don't think anybody else is playing anymore. This is becoming not fun. All right. New York Mets. This is a little trickier. Yes. Uncle Rich. It is Bruce Barony. Bruce Barony. Uncle Rich. All right. It is dead in here. Yes, it is. Outside of Rich and Scott, it is dead in the chat. No more 87 tops on Name That Player. Don Mattingly. Dan gets it. Dan on the board. 2 points. All right. Put Donnie Baseball over there. Okay. Another Milwaukee Brewers. Leary is correct. Scotty Dubs with the point. Okay. Our misery will be over in about 7 cards. See, this is why I didn't want to do 87 tops. It's a long one. Guterman is correct. Uncle Rich. Okay, you know what? I'm not even going to finish the pack. I'm going to pick a couple. I'm going to do 3 more. There's 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 cards. We're only going to do half of the remaining cards. Do him. Throw those out. So we're only going to do 3 more cards. All right. I love this photo because it's got the Sox hat. Neil Allen is correct. The Chat GPT from ComC got it right. Okay, 2 more cards to go. Didn't this guy set the land speed record? All right, I'm not giving Scotty Dubs credit because he misspelled it. It's Jaeger. Usually I give credit, but not today. Flawed Thinker gets the point. Flawed Thinker. 2 points on the game for Flawed Thinker. All right, and now finally, this is a gimme. Uncle Rich, Ruben Sierra. Okay. All right. So, the updated standings. We've got Scotty Dubs with a big lead. 5, 10, 15, 20, 27 points for Scotty Dubs. Card Hobbyist Uncle Rich with 17. Card Hobbyist with 13. Nick Budden with 11. Flipping Sports Guy with 6. Terry McDaniel, Mookie Chilson, 3 points each. Dan, Korean Cardboard, has 2. Flawed Thinker has 2. Boyhood Breaks, Sal Dougie, Minneapolis Kid, Travis Bogart, and Bink Scott with 1 point apiece. And now we have decided we will never do 87 tops again on Name That Player. I think I'm going to, no more 88 tops, no more 87 tops. I feel like we have a better like grouping and chance when we do 90. So I think we're just going to keep it to the 90s, and we'll do some modern stuff too. We need to sprinkle in some modern. And I don't know, what do you think, chat? Should we do football? I thought about doing football today just because we're in the midst of the NFL draft. But I know much of the audience is baseball. And we can always do football as we get into NFL season as well. But I think next week we'll do a more modern product. Let's see. Zach and Porter, I like that idea. To make things more fair, Scotty Dubs and Uncle Rich lose a point when they answer incorrectly. I love it. I love it. Harlan, thank you for correcting me. Chuck Yeager was the first man to break the sound barrier, not the land speed record. For some reason, I thought Chuck Yeager broke the land speed record. Who broke the land speed record? Ruben Sierra, was that year's big card in real time? It might have been. I know it was a big card at one point in time. I wasn't collecting an 87. I was still just a wee little lad. I remember having some cards, but I don't remember like opening packs of 87, but I remember having some. But I remember it was a big card in like 89 when Ruben Sierra was still having some big years. Let's see. Sierra pimped a home run as good as anyone. Card Hobbyist says that was like the 92 dream team when the competition didn't try too hard and just watched the superstars play, right? Alex says yes to football. Harlan says yes to football. Let's throw a curveball, and next week we'll do football. I think you should do a pick a stack of cards for your box versus packs. Makes it a big mix-up. That's actually, I've thought about doing that because I know some of the guys are more like 70s. We could pull out, like I have that stack of 77 tops, and I'll just do like, maybe we do 12 a week. I don't want to do 30. 30s, like, I mean, I cut out 3 cards at the end just because it was, and we only did, that was like, ended up being 28 minus 3, 25, and it kind of lasted forever. So I kind of like that. Here's a 70 tops, here's a 77 tops, here's an 83 tops, here's a whatever, here's a 2022 tops. Level the field, do NASCAR. Kyle would win NASCAR. And Ken, if Ken's in here, Ken, Kyle, Max, they would get NASCAR. Rich is going to a trade night at a related store to my LCS. Very nice. Scotty Dubs says, having no friends growing up finally is a benefit. Plenty of time with my cards. Let's see. There will be giveaways and free food and drink. I collected Pogs before cards. Interesting. Let's see. Do a Goodwin Champions or Americana pack. It's been broken many times. Current land speed record holder is Andy Greed at over 763 miles per hour. That is a ludicrous speed. I was thinking like let's see. Okay. I asked the question and Google answered about the most popular Chicago Cubs players. Peep. So that's what I had for today. Hit up the Facebook group, Hobby Evolution Facebook group. Link is in the chat. I think I can drop that again. If you're not already a member, copy link, Facebook group. We've got some great discussions going on. It's kind of like this chat, but like all day long. Facebook group. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Let's see what else. There's the all time. I was thinking you were saying who are the current most popular players. Yeah, all time. It's a mixed bag. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. eBay store links in the description. Hobby Evolution Facebook groups in the chat and the description. No, not in the description, just in the chat. Madison card shows tomorrow, 9 to 3, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive. About 135 tables tomorrow. It's going to be packed. So hope to see you there. I think I'm going to be I'm in like a buying mood. The last leading into this week, I wasn't buying much, but I'm kind of in a buying mood. So I might be buying some stuff tomorrow. Since I'm not setting up, that gives me more time to buy. So we'll see. So hope to see you in Madison tomorrow, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive, for the Madison Card Show. Obviously, that means no Hobby Evolution tomorrow, but we will review the Madison Card Show on Sunday morning. So sometime probably between 8 and 9 a.m., probably 9 a.m. on Sunday morning for the Madison Card Show review. So have a great Friday, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you Sunday.